Well, hello YouTubers. This is maestro-mania Tompkins again. I definitely know it has been almost a year since I've uploaded videos. So I thought I'd come back and just bring everyone up to date on what's been going on. Uh, I actually have a new keyboard in front of me. Well, it's not new as far as age is concerned, but I've had this now for probably 3 months, and I love it. It's the Yamaha DGX 670, and I know there have been plenty of reviews about this keyboard, but I'm definitely going to also sort of give my personal take of this. Um, this is really the only keyboard that I would say from Yamaha and I would say any other manufacturer that is going to deliver everything. And what I mean by everything is uh, hundreds of sounds, hundreds of rhythms, a weighted action, 88 keys, built in speakers. I mean, from the products that I've owned in the past, while there was a very long stretch that I was, for example, some of you might have crossed my Williams video where I reviewed the Williams Legato and the Allegro 3. There was a point I was adamant. I said, maybe not directly in the video, but I had the philosophy that, oh, if I only had piano sounds, I would be fine. And believe me, I love the piano sounds, but when it comes to just what I've realized, our society really likes the beats. They like the rhythms. The more sounds that are packed into the keyboard, the better. And the Yamaha DGX 670 delivers. So I'll just sort of play the default piano, and it's pretty impressive. And I also have a direct line connection, or I should say USB connection, to this keyboard. Um, I'm not sure visually how I look, but um, the audio, you guys should be able to hear this keyboard very clearly. And also, just to bring another update here, I'm also using a headset that I got, which is a Logitech Logis 750, and I was told they're really good. Um, they're very good at noise canceling and like that. Um, and I do also have a plugin that allows me to run two devices simultaneously. So what I'm going to do to sort of demonstrate this DGX is I'm going to mute my microphone by simply moving the mouthpiece upward, and we're going to feature the keyboard. So I'm just going to go through a few sounds, a few rhythms, and just come back with my personal take of this keyboard. But I love it. It's really great. Um, but I want you guys to hear for yourselves as well. So here we go. All right, so that was something I wasn't really planning on, but I was like, hey, I'm going to try this out using this dance rhythm that I've got here. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but um, one of the things I'm going to point out during this review is the fact that they put, while they don't feature every super articulation voice that is found a lot more on the PSR SX series of keyboards, they've at least put some of the super articulation voices. And I'm going to feature the top ones that I really like. So I've already actually played one, which is the CFX 9-foot Concert Grand. There's, if I go into our guitar category, the first one that we have here is the nylon guitar, the concert nylon guitar. And I'm just going to play a little bit here to prove that these voices honestly are so realistic. In fact, anyone who comes across this video, I want to ask right now, close your eyes before listening to this voice. Like right when I start playing, because I want to prove that these voices are extremely realistic. Yeah, what you heard in that voice, especially with that nylon guitar, fret squeaks, finger scratches, even some of the body slaps. And what makes it even more realistic is sometimes it's unpredictable. And actually, as well, um, when I play at different dynamics, it mirrors in the guitar. So if I'm playing very lightly, like this note, you don't hear as much fret squeaks because the person's, let's say, strumming very lightly. But as I start playing louder and louder, we will start hearing more of the scratches because the player is having to play harder. Right there. There's a scratch. There. Oh, yeah, that was a big one there. You see, it's random, it's unpredictable. Each time I release a note, it's a different patch. And that's what impresses me about this particular keyboard. So, bottom line, guys, is this has everything. It may not feature every single super articulation voice, but it features the highlights. And this is really the only keyboard I have worked with that sounds and feels professional. So, This is my latest purchase, I will say. Um, I do have two others that are not in the picture right now, but the Yamaha PSRS 970, which I really like despite it being discontinued, because it features what they call audio rhythms. And audio rhythms, obviously, as the name suggests, were actually featuring real musicians. They just have, let's say, some of the drums are recorded in an actual studio. Now, the drum kits on this keyboard as well are actually pretty realistic as well. Even though they might have been MIDI generated. In fact, I'll move to this first drum kit we got. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'll just start playing some grooves and you'll hear that, even again, though it's MIDI, I think this was still based off an actual drum kit. This is pretty impressive. What you guys might notice here is the dynamics, the timbre of each of these percussion kits changes based on my playing strength. So this is like a real light snare. And as I get louder and louder, yeah, it's like completely different timbres. That totally, make the grooves sound realistic. So there you have it with these drums. And then if I go to even some others, we've got an electronic drum kit. So these ones probably don't change timbre quite so much. But these acoustic kits that they featured, they're some of my favorites, and I'm hoping down the road I can actually start recording and mixing and featuring those recordings here on YouTube. But this is sort of just a very general overview of the Yamaha DGX 670 from an owner's perspective. Now, I will point out some things to conclude here that the keyboard has and does not have. What I want to be careful about, though, sort of like a not a forewarning per se, but just I want to avoid, as a lot of people have done, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but other, people who have reviewed this keyboard say, don't get it if. Okay? I want to leave the decision completely up to the consumer. Okay? That's what I'm about. So, here's the breakdown. The keyboard has 4 speakers. I believe it's 6 watts output on each side. It's got 88 fully weighted action keys, hammer action keys. They call it GHS, which, yes, has been around for a while. There are 601 voices, 263 styles, 3 intros, 3 endings, 4 variations per style. It has 256 notes of polyphony, which to me is very impressive. 4.3 LCD, 4.3 inch LCD. Obviously, it's got the AC output. There is no option for batteries. I will point that out. A single headphone jack, an audio in jack, quarter-inch pedal output, USB audio and MIDI output, a microphone input, and the weight is a bit high. It is 47 pounds. So, what the keyboard does not have, well, I already said no option for batteries. There are no quarter-inch left and right outputs on this. No modulation capabilities. And that kind of thing. That's what it does not do. Oh, but there is a pitch bend wheel, one of my favorite things here, especially when it comes to guitar voices. So let's see. If I do a rock guitar, can make it very realistic pitch bend, especially if I'm doing a blues piece. Oh yeah, the pitch bend wheel is always, for me, a very nice feature. I will not say that it's a must. Again, it's totally up to the consumer. Some people may absolutely want or need the pitch bend wheel, especially if you are playing blues pieces, a lot of the time. You can't really accomplish it without the pitch bend wheel. I can play just a real quick demo here. So that's without using the pitch bend. And I'm sure it probably sounds cool, but add the pitch bend wheel and you get a whole different vibe to it. And actually, you might have heard, even without modulation, if I use the pitch bend wheel as I just did here, I can kind of still achieve a vibrato effect. I mean, it's not the same, believe me, but I still say that we can get some really cool effects out of the pitch bend wheel. And one of the other things, again, I'll conclude with, is the note polyphony aspect really, really helps because when it comes to multi-track recording, especially when you start throwing in drum patterns, backing rhythms, all that stuff, notes get eaten up. So from a keyboard that only has, let's say, 64 notes of polyphony, or even 128 notes of polyphony, you run out of notes quickly. Whereas 256, it's going to take a lot more effort to actually run out of notes. Like I could record 3 or 4 different piano parts, a drum pattern, a bass pattern, maybe even a couple of guitar patches, and I would still have room left. That's the big, big thing with this keyboard. And the fact that it's 88 keys gives me plenty of room to spread out. So, again, in conclusion, I personally love and cherish this DGX 670. It's great for home use, especially because I've featured it on some Zoom meetings already with friends of mine, and now I'm featuring it on YouTube because I've been wanting to do this for a while and just haven't been able to sort of pluck up the energy. But finally, I have. So, anyone viewing this video, I just want to say, feel free to subscribe if you have not done so. I definitely hope to start uploading original content using this keyboard. And now that I know how to record multi tracks, make multi track recordings, actually, I want to start making original content and posting it on YouTube. So that's sort of the gist of this. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. And yeah, if anyone out there loves the DGX 670, by all means, go ahead and get one. I'm sure that they're still in stock at any Guitar Center or music and arts stores. Try them out for yourselves and have fun. So, I am signing off. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.